How's it going? It's Kyle Chang at Kidney Journeys. Thanks for coming back and seeing me. Sorry about being sort of MIA for a while on the vlogs relating to my kidney journey. I just want to give you a quick update in terms of what's been happening over the last month or so and why I was not able to do some of the vlogs as routinely. So I'm trying to get back into that routine. There's been some changes. So in terms of a dialysis modality, I had just over 12 months of in-center hemodialysis. I was on the process of transitioning back to peritoneal dialysis, PD, and that wasn't working as smoothly as we had hoped. So the reason why I was off of PD, I was originally on that for about 5.5 years. I had a double nephrectomy back last September, and post-surgery they wanted me to do recovery in the in-center hemodialysis center as a temporary basis. Also, there was a complication post-surgery with an infection, so they had to remove my PD catheter. So we did that for a few months, and there was prospects of transplant within a few months. So by the time all said and done, it rolled into over 12 months that I was actually in center. It was not bad over at the Vita Clinic, and it's great staff over there here in Schaumburg. But it was time to transition back to PD. I wanted a little bit more freedom. I wanted to get back to the more work. Some of my work is done while on the road and traveling, so that involves me being able to have some sort of a home modality where I can take my machine and supplies and do dialysis from just about anywhere. So we tried to get back to PD. That was not working. There was problems with fills and drains, and we repositioned the catheter, and that still wasn't working as well as we thought it was going to be. So we finally decided to make a call. Instead of additional repositioning surgeries or anything else, let's go ahead and move over to home hemodialysis. I have been training on home hemodialysis at the clinic. We're still waiting for all my equipment to show up at the home. It's been about 3 weeks of training. It's been going pretty well. I have a good understanding of home hemodialysis now in terms of the basic operations. So I'm looking forward to doing that at home once the equipment's being delivered. I'm supposed to get my supplies tomorrow, part of it, and then as soon as the things from Next Stage and Fresenius gets delivered in terms of the equipment, I'll show you more of that and how home hemodialysis works in future vlogs. In addition, my mom has been doing physical therapies. We've been taking her to physical therapy. I spend the time there with her while she's doing her therapy treatments to help learn the different routines and exercises that she needs to do at home. And then when we're at home, I will help her with her exercises so that she keeps up with it, since she's only going to physical therapy about 2 days a week. So busy schedule, a lot of transitions. To know what's involved in a home hemodialysis training, it's usually 4 to 8 weeks. That is possible depending on your clinic, how quickly you train. Most of the time you do have access in terms of getting the blood exchange during home hemodialysis via a fistula, which is the preferred way. I do not choose that route. I kept my chest catheter, so I am training and doing home hemodialysis with the chest catheter. Again, we'll show you more once I get the equipment home. They don't really do filming at the clinics. I want to respect the privacy of the nurses and folks that don't really want to be on cameras. It's part of my PD team for 5.5 years that they expanded and added home hemodialysis unit at that same home modality clinic. So a lot of the staff I'm familiar with. The home hemodialysis nurse I'm not familiar with, but very nice, and they're training me pretty well, pretty quick. That works. I don't have to train to self-cannulate with my fistula in terms of being able to do home hemodialysis. The reason why my nephrologist is allowing me to keep the chest catheter, because this is usually a higher infection risk as well as a temporary access, is that I am still listed for transplant. I've received 3 calls as primary that didn't work out. The prospect of me getting transplant might be fairly soon, instead of risking more surgeries where there might be complications or infections that would prevent me from getting a transplant for 6 months to a year post-recovery. We decided to go ahead and do this. So I'm sort of excited to learn a new modality of dialysis. At this point, I've done in-center hemo, peritoneal dialysis, the manual and using the cycler, 2 different cyclers, Baxter Home Choice Pro and the Baxter Omnia, and now I'm learning the next stage System 1, which is the traditional home hemodialysis cycler that they use here in the US. My equipment is going to be slightly different because I'm actually getting the next stage Versi instead of the System 1. It's a little bit more upgraded, a little bit newer home hemodialysis machine from NextStage and Fresenius. Not major changes. It's still code-based in terms of air codes and different things, but the panel is different. It looks like a small iPad on the panel instead of the little traditional touchpad buttons that you see on the NextStage System 1. So we'll talk more in detail about all these details over future vlogs, and also how to connect, disconnect, show you some of the things that happen in terms of home hemodialysis. First thoughts, back on schedule for vlogging and editing, so you'll see more content being pushed out a little bit more regularly and not be so MIA. I am also readjusting some things around home for the new modality and the new equipment, and also maybe this is going to be part of my new studio as well here. I moved TV into this little foyer area on the second floor. This might be an option for me to do more vlogs with, especially when we can look at the view screen, larger screen videos and things like that. So I have some ideas about different vlogs where I can use sort of this setup, and then some of the other backgrounds you've seen around the house that I've been doing other vlogs on, you will still see me do those on different days. So as I sort of work out my new schedule to get everything done, to do work, to do my recording and editing, you'll see more content being produced over time. Thanks for joining me at Kidney Journeys today, and check out the vlogs. They're still up on the YouTube channel as well as the Facebook page, with a lot of new information in terms of the news about dialysis, kidney disease, and transplants. So follow us at kidneyjourneys.com, and thanks for joining me again at Do Your Dialysis Treatment so you can do the things you love with the folks you love to do them with. My name is Kyle Chang.